Ow, there's something in my helmet. There's something in my helmet. It's biting me. All right, guys, I am out here with the Troxus Explorer, and we're gonna hit a mountain bike trail today because I wanna see how well it's going to do. Now, some of the things that I've done with this bike is I have removed the fenders and the back rack on it, as I'm gonna try to make the damage to this bike as little as possible. You know, I've done this trail with several bikes. I know this mountain bike trail, and because of that, I think it's a really good way for me to test out certain bikes on how they'll do. Now, this bike is very similar to my Abington Adventure, and that's why I took the fenders off of it, because the last time I had it here, well, I ripped the fenders off of it. So I just went ahead and took them off so we weren't gonna have that issue. So let's see how it does. All right, guys, here we go. It has been raining an awful lot over the past few days. That's why I held off as late as I could before heading back to Chicago, before getting back on these trails, as I wanted them to dry up some. Now, this bike is 83 pounds when it has the fender and the rack on it. So we're gonna see how heavy it feels coming around these turns. All right, we have basically just started on this trail, and this thing feels heavy, and it's kind of lagging as it's trying to go up some of these hills, which I'm kind of surprised with, but that's what we're dealing with. Also, this throttle and pedal assist on this bike is like immediate, but it's also aggressive. So this bike kind of launches forward whenever you're doing this stuff. So that's not very great when it comes to controlling how you're going through. Like right there, it just, if you turn the pedal at all, it gives you power, and that's great. That's what you want. But it's kind of like aggressive power, and I'm not sure that's what you want. I'll know more by the time I make it to the end of this trail on how I feel about that for sure. Like right there, I did nothing, and this thing just kicked up and took off. So that, ooh boy, that is an issue. So right now, my biggest challenge is making sure this motor doesn't launch me forward when I don't want it to. Also, one of my screws in the display came off. I didn't realize it. Probably did it on the trip over here. So I'm trying to have it tucked in behind the light, so it's just not moving everywhere. I also ended up taking the kickstand off this bike because when I reviewed it, that was the loudest thing. Yeah, I like it when the pedal assist kicks in, like when you're in the city and you're taking off from a stoplight or whatever, and you just, start pedaling just a little bit. This is very sensitive, the pedal assist on this bike is. And as I mentioned, it's aggressive. So that's great in the city, not here. Ooh. Man, that bike wanted to launch, and it just launched right now without me even pedaling it. So you definitely have to watch that. I'm going to try, let's try something here. I'm going to go lower in pedal assist, because I'm going down to 3 and see if it kicks off just as aggressively, and it did. What? Yeah, it seems like every time I go over a jump, or it feels like a bump, then the motor kicks on. Not ideal. Let's go try pedal assist level 2 and see if I can make that work a little bit better. Oh, it just kicked off. This bike is aggressive. Ooh, let's see how low pedal assist level 2 is gonna make it up this hill. Oh, I gotta use up throttle. Oh, see, that's where I needed it in a higher pedal assist level, but we just have to kick it up the next time I see a hill like that again, which I do think there is a couple. Uh-oh. Yep. Ow. Ow. Yeesh. Pedal slip. Yow. Got me in the shin. First time. It's been a long time since I've been hitting the shin with a pedal. But there it is. That's a good one. Well, let's do it again. Yep, we bleeding. Let's see if we can do that again without slipping our pedal. Okay. Come on, shoes. I got good shoes. I got good pedals. All right, come on. See if I can get some air. There we go. Yes, sir. Up and over. I think I know why those guys wear longer socks. Because when you get bit by your pedal, well, you can just kind of contain it all inside that sock. Low bridge. This bike is heavy. I mean, you saw I was able to get it off the ground, but you feel the landing for sure. All right, I'm getting used to how it just surges forward in power. But one thing I'm doing is I'm burning through this trail because of the aggressiveness of this bike, which is cool. Once you get used to it. Short turns are no problem. Ooh, what are they building here? Nice. All right, let's see if we can handle this. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm getting used to this heavy girl. I mean, she is big and heavy, but she is no slouch. Okay, here's the hill. Come on. No, we can do it. We can do it. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Yes. Feet stay on the pegs. Another jump. Whew. Now I have a decision to make. Do we hit the black diamond? I believe I believe she'll do it. I mean, she has the speed and she has the torque. My biggest fear is that I actually get air on it more than what I would like. You know what? I'm sure I can control that. You know what, guys? Black diamond. Let's go. Well, I'm not sure how much more my shins can take. Oh, yeah, we're good. Oh, see, we could get air if we... Oh, gosh. Scary. Oh, and the double, which... We are. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Too much of a turn, too much of an incline for this weight. Woohoo! Get it. Going over. Oh, Jesus, that thing's falling apart. Oh, God, we almost ate it. That, probably should have seen my face on that. I don't think we're gonna do that again. No third-person shot of that. I'm lucky I made it through that first one. All right, come on, baby. I feel people would have a hard time keeping up with me in this bike if they were following along, unless they had one of these. Yeah, I was concerned at first on this power delivery, but I'm good with it now. It just took a bit to get used to. I mean, it did feel unsafe at first, not gonna lie, but now, I mean, I got it all figured out, or, well, I don't know if it's figured out, but all right, so here's something that's taken a little bit to get used to, and I think I figured out what part of the issue with this bike was. If you are using the throttle and you hit the brakes and you still have the throttle on, it doesn't cut the engine. Which I can actually use that to my advantage. What do we got going here? Or if it does cut the motor, I don't feel it. Which, now that I realize that, I really like this bike now. Ow! Ow! There's something in my helmet. There's something in my helmet. It's biting me. Oh, fuck. Oh. Woo! Oh. Yikes. Felt it go in, and then I felt it bite or whatever to try to get out. I was like, oh. We'll have to take a look at that later. Yowza. That'll stop you riding at any point. Whew. Well, I think he bit. Well, he freaked out. I freaked out. He bit. I said, ow. And he took off. Whew. Yowza. Yeah, so the nice thing about it not breaking the throttle when you hit the brake is that you can control going into a turn. Like, you still get the power as you're going into, but you also have the braking to just make sure you're hitting it at the speed that you want. Oh, I think that's a game changer with this bike. I think I should have known about this earlier. I mean, this thing is a beast in the city as well. And I wasn't too sure how it was going to be on the trails. And I really wasn't sure when I started off, but now, I mean, it's squirrely. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is not the power is not as controlled as it is with some other bikes that I've done, but it has that feature that none of the bikes that I've taken on here have had before, and I like it. See right there, throttle and brake, super nice. Woo. See? Oh, look at that, I figured that out towards the end of the trail. Oh gosh, I mean, we've done it. It's getting dark, but at least I figured it out before the ride was over. Also, here's how you can tell a quality bike. No hands. I got some bikes I can't do that with. All right, guys, I have made it back from the Troxus Explorer mountain bike trail review just to see how it did, and here's what I've learned about it. Number one, it's a super aggressive bike when it goes on the trail. So this is the most aggressive bike I put on this mountain bike trail to date. It takes a little bit to get used to, but once you get used to it, you're gonna be flying through the trails. If you have this bike, or if you were looking to get a bike like this, you're just gonna have to get used to it a little bit. Number two, I learned that when you get hit by your pedal in your shin, it hurts. It hurts a lot. It's been 40 years since I've had that pleasure, and voila, I got a good one, and I got to share it with you guys. I also learned that when a bug comes into your helmet, it will stop your ride. It will absolutely stop your ride because it wants out, you want it out, it starts biting, you stop and get that sucker out of there, and then you can start riding again. One of the most important things that I learned about this bike during this is that if you have the throttle on and you hit the brakes, it doesn't cut the motor on the throttle. I don't know if it does on pedal assist. It's kind of hard to really tell when you're going through there like that, so I can't really tell on that. But that actually made it a lot better for this rest of this ride. If I had this in the beginning and I knew about it, it probably would have made the ride more aggressive, and I'm not really sure that we need that kind of riding. It is also super hot, and I am a sweaty, big, bubbly mess, and the sun is going down. So if you are interested in a bike like this, go ahead, use my link in the bottom below. That'll take you, you'll learn more information about this bike, and you'll learn everything you need to know, especially if you're looking at getting one of these. Also, make sure you tighten down your display bolt so it doesn't come out during transportation, which is what happened to me. So tighten your bolts down. Make sure you always do that. Well, guys, that's it. I did do a full review on this bike. It was in the winter time. So if you want to see that, you can see it here. And I appreciate you coming along. Until I see you again, enjoy the ride.